I'll just stop this from blowing away.
You do you.
What are the chances we run out of fuel?
Quite high. That makes other parts of our boat rattle. That's weird.
I have already spied a donkey and a pig. Oh.
Instead of spending $4,000 on a marine winch, we spent $5.
I feel like I'm in a fairy story and the baddies are about to come out and get me. Breath is quite something.
That is, as someone just said, a lot of bacon.
Another briny hike complete. Last time on Red Seas, after a bouncy sail down to Grenada, we had to fix our water tank, which had become contaminated with seawater when the lid failed. We pumped out the whole tank and then escaped a squall as we headed round to the south end of the island. With only a few household tools, we did some arts and crafts and drilled out a new hole in the tank. We somehow managed to catch all the plastic shavings in our little umbrella contraption, and now our drinking water is safe to drink again.
So it's a bit of a late start this morning on Indioko. We had a nice bit of a sleep in. We then woke up to an anchorage that's incredibly flat. There's basically no wind, he says, as a gust of wind comes through. There's just a light breeze, not very much to play with. However, we are here because just around the corner over there is St. George's, which is the capital of Grenada, and we've got some packages have been sent to us. So we need to go try and pick them up. It's a bit more complicated here when we're getting things sent in because when we're a boat that's in transit, moving along and not staying here, we have to go through a separate customs process, a thing called a C14, which is basically a document that says we're not staying here, therefore we're not really importing a product into the country. Instead, we're bringing it onto the boat and we're taking it out of the country again. However, that means going to customs, getting these documents authorized and taking invoices and things. So we're going to do all of that, hopefully before they have lunch, because we really did stay in a bit late. And if that all works out, we can pick up the boxes today. Otherwise, we'll do that tomorrow. The other thing that's coming in is we have just got Bryony's passport renewed so that we can head in the direction of west and apply for visas and things that we need while we're out that way. So we're going to try and pick that up as well from Sherry, who you might remember actually had my passport not that long back. Anyway, we need to get going. Otherwise, they're going to close up and have their lunch, and that just delays us another couple hours because, you know, island time. Yeah, let's go.
Ride around into the marina. What are the chances we run out of fuel?
Quite high. We haven't checked the fuel in forever.
We last filled up in St. Martin, so yeah, it's been a couple of weeks.
So I don't really know how to do this here. We've done this once before up in Carriacou, but yeah, we'll figure we've come to customs and see if they'll give us the paperwork. I don't know.
If we smile politely, they might take pity on us.
Yeah, cross your
usually
fingers.
how it works.
If you smile, if I smile, they just tell me to go away. Yeah, we're screwed.
Success.
Yeah, it's looking good. That was actually really, really easy. Those guys are amazing. So it turns out our cruising permit had expired a little bit, which wasn't great. So they renewed that for us and gave us a C14, no questions. Like the only issue was the font I used was a bit small. So there was a lot of squinting to try and be able to read what was coming in. But
so where do we go now?
So I think we just go over to FedEx now and they just give us our stuff. I don't really know. I think that's what we have to do now. So we'll jump in the dinghy. Will we try and dinghy across? Because FedEx is the other side of the bay. So
yeah, let's go take a look.
Cool. Let's have a look at that then.
So I haven't been brave enough to try and tackle making chaps for the dinghy yet, because that's a huge project. And a lot of people say that you don't need it for Hypalon anyway. But we go out in the middle of the day every single time. And then you come back to the dinghy and you sit down, you're like, oh, burning my bum. It gets so hot.
Success. So it's only one box. I thought it was going to be two, so I'm going to rip it open here and have a look. But
see what we got.
Could be good news. All right, looking good.
We've got toys!
So many toys. This has so many useful parts we can't buy, like lights for the bathrooms because they're dying on us, which is not so good. And a microphone so you get your voiceovers better than normal. Like, we're working quite hard to make this actually work.
I'm most excited about this big grey square though.
This is the most important item by a long shot. Oh man, it's huge. There's a lot of people we've seen around who have these canopies on the front of their boats, and we thought it was about time we tried to do that, but we can't afford the proper way to do it. So, so we found this kind of, well, we'll tell you all about it some other time, but we found this kind of patio material that I think is going to do the job.
Okay, we have all of this outdoor shade fabric, and we're basically going to try and work out if we can put it above our trampolines to create sort of a whole extra room on this boat. So during the daylight hours, the sun here is just so crazy hot and we burn so easily that we really can't use the trampolines as a useful space at all. We can only really sit there at sunset or in the dark and kind of stargaze and stuff. But with this over the top, it should be a really nice cool space with the wind coming up through the trampolines to keep it really, really cool and shaded. I'm just going to add a couple of extra points of webbing so that we can attach it securely. I really don't want it to rip and blow away. And then we'll go and see if we can actually fix it up in place. While that is all happening, Ian is also working on a separate project. What are you doing?
I'm having the joy of putting back together the dinghy lift that we had problems with. So we managed to finally get some replacement relays. These are like little electronic switches, and we've managed to get the replacements, so I've just had to put them all back together again, and I'm trying to fit all of these wires inside this very small box. But if this goes well, then we can tick that off again, rerun the lines again, and we'll be back to the magic of single button to lift the dinghy up and down, which would
Hooray for laziness!
It would be so good, because otherwise it's this tiny little winch doing all the work, and actually, that's a lie. It's me doing all the work on this tiny little winch. And it's like, I think I now counted it 76 turns of the winch gets the dinghy up to stowed, which is fine, but tiring. So it's nice to get back to electronics. Yes! I'm in my happy place. Now to just wedge that all in place and pretend it's not a problem.
If we can't see it, there's nothing wrong.
Until it breaks. Let's put this back together, and you rightly pointed out I should probably test it before I put all the screws in.
Well, I could just picture, the whole project.
Yeah, being a waste of time. But that never happens. Things always work first try after I try things. Sure.
Da, 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 da.
3, 2, 1. It's alive and it's scary. Sparks and everything. Okay, hold on.
So it's working one way.
Which it was before. Okay. This time.
Yay!
It goes both ways.
It goes 2 ways.
Yes. So, and then I had a closer look at these, and this one we think was still working. These are the switches again.
Yeah.
And they've got all these different pins for passing power and stuff. And this one I think was still working, but it actually, somewhere on the casing is actually a little bit cracked. But this one has like this big blister off the side.
Oh yeah.
So I think something inside is very unhappy and probably got extremely warm at some point.
Yeah,
so,
they need to be retired.
But yeah.
Success!
So instead of spending $4,000 on a marine winch, we spent $5, and I got 5 of these.
Yeah.
So that was an easy fix. I like fixes that are easy. How's it looking?
Getting there. So I think all we need is like an extra, there's a point at each corner that we can fix down to the stanchions, but it's quite long. So I've just added in like an extra point that we can add a bungee to. So I've done one side, and I'm just adding on this second one. And hopefully that'll be strong enough that the wind doesn't just rip it off. But we shall see. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to connect at the front around the Genoa. But we'll at least do the first stage and see how flappy it is. And then we can always add a little bit more reinforcement in. But the whole thing is like so massive. So trying to move it around and get everything to line up to the little needle in here is quite a challenge. Okay, done.
Actually finished.
Well, for now, I don't want to say this is the like final design, but it's enough to give it a try. Okay. A little bit windy. That'll be a good test. But that goes to the mast, and then if we put like we tie like a line up to here, then we can make a big sort of A-frame maybe. I'll just stop this from blowing away.
You just do your thing, you do you. Yeah, I know what knots I'm gonna do. I actually have no idea what knot I'm gonna do.
Just do a granny knot.
You want to do a bow, not a bow line.
Got to make things pretty.
I'm gonna try for a half hitch.
The worst that's gonna happen is that the shade falls down. It's not gonna blow away.
That makes other parts of our boat rattle. That's weird. This is going well.
The wind is fighting.
Nearly fell over.
Oh, the metal bit in the corner just hit me in the ribs.
Oh, stop hitting the boat.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Okay.
That's gonna hold.
I mean, it looks cool.
Have we got an extra room on our boat now?
How cool does that look? It's not like fully tensioned yet, but it fits the space pretty well. We can just kind of add a couple of loops to the corners. I want to pull this back towards the mast. I don't know if we need to fit another one at the front, but so much shade. It's gonna be so great. Have a look under here.
We have a room.
Wow.
That's nuts. We've not really been able to use the trampolines before.
Yeah.
That's ace.
And then the other thing that I need to show you is last night we bought some cushions from somebody had just bought a Lagoon 38. And although it was a couple of years old, because of COVID, they haven't actually, it was in charter, but it had hardly been used. So brand new boat. And there were some cushions that they figured they didn't want or need. So yeah, we bought them secondhand, really nice and cheap. But we got these brand new cushions, which I think are going to be perfect for the trampoline. So I'm going to go and get them and try them out. So let's see if these fit. Pretty perfect.
No way. That's crazy.
And then we can lean back against those and be oh so comfy.
We've made a new room in our home.
Look how cool our boat is.
That's insane.
It's like proper and lovely. How much wind do you think it could handle though?
35 knots.
35? Whole boat will go.
It might have some lift issues, yes.
Oh, this is going to be so good.
Wow.
You should have a try.
This is seriously cool. So we've said it like 5 times, but we love the trampolines, but we so rarely get to use them. Whereas now we can be here all day. That's insane. We've never been able to do that before. So yeah, this is a game changer. We've literally just added a whole room to the boat and it is huge. 16 feet by 20 feet.
I'm never leaving. I'm just going to live on this bit right here. We're doing something a little bit different today. You might remember the farmers market that we went to last week. Jenny, the lady who started that, actually lives here on Grenada, has a little farm, and she's having an open day and said, any cruisers who want to just come hang out in a meadow, see some chickens, feed some goats. I think she has a pig. There's a little river we can go for a swim in. So yeah, she's just kind of opening it up to anyone who wants to go and have a picnic in her place and just have a retreat day. So I'm so excited. I grew up on a farm in England and we had chickens and goats and a little stream. And so I'm kind of secretly hoping that having not been home for over 2.5 years, or just over 2 years, that it feels a little bit like I'm going home today. Yeah, I can't wait. Wow, this place is stunning. So we've just walked into the house and there's this huge balcony all the way around, incredible views, and I have already spied a donkey and a pig. Oh. So we're gonna go wander around in the trees and the slope and yeah, just enjoy being in nature for a second. Look at this wall, it's such a cool design.
I mean, you have to drink a lot of rum to get to that stage.
You've got to be committed. I don't feel that's a problem.
I mean, you're fairly set up. Hammock, crash pads, rum bottles. That's perfect.
Made a friend.
I think I might have made a friend. Eeyore. Hey.
I don't think he'll fit on the boat.
What?
Hello. Don't eat me, don't eat me, don't eat me. It really tickles. He's just like nuzzling my toes. What are you doing?
Making friends.
I didn't know this was
That's how donkeys do that.
the traditional greeting. Or is he just bowing down to my supremacy? He's recognized me as the donkey queen. His breath is quite something. Oh dear. You're lovely. Oh, my day's complete. I'm happy now. I met a donkey. Wow, that is quite something.
That is, as someone just said, a lot of bacon. So this is Priscilla the pig. I've been told that she doesn't really like being petted. She weighs a ton.
And that's not a figure of speech, that's a fact.
Actual ton. Which, I'm intrigued how they measured that. Did they just put her on a chain hoist, or do you think
Yeah,
that's
right.
something?
She's absolutely ginormous.
She is huge.
So this is really nice.
This is insanely cool. So this really nice person has just opened up their house, their farm, everything today.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out.
I know, it's great. It's like so peaceful. Everybody's brought their own picnic. And then, made you happy, the people who make the homemade ice cream that we got at the farmer's market then turned up here with ice cream.
Oh yeah, they had a lot as well. So yeah, we had to help ourselves. So I might have to see if they do deliveries.
This could get dangerous.
It's very tasty ice cream. They do some really interesting flavors and things, and yeah, there's like stalls selling like bags that someone's making. There's some live music going that's just people who turned up with guitars and said, hey, we'll play some music.
Yeah, it's awesome.
There's
I think
all sorts
there's a
of cool
river
stuff.
down at the bottom as well, so maybe we'll like go for a wander and see if we want to go for a little paddle.
I've heard it's quite a steep hill, so it's quick to get there.
Yeah, it might be hard work coming back.
Probably dry off by the time you get back or get covered in sweat again. But yeah, pretty sweet.
So Ian is taking the relaxation vibe to the extreme. We found out that there is a masseuse here and is giving massages to people. So he's way up there and he's left me to do the walk down to try and find the river, which, as you know, never ends well. I'm definitely going to get lost in this rainforest. But that's half the fun, right? Literally can't tell where the path goes from here. I mean, just look at this. The scenery is absolutely stunning. It's like this whole rainforest and we've just been let loose to be like, yeah, wander around, make yourselves at home. Enjoy a lovely day in nature. Oh, I'm so happy. And this is when you know that you've gone off the path, because it suddenly turns into a dark tunnel. It's like going into a witch's lair. I feel like I'm in a fairy story and the baddies are about to come out and get me. Or it's going to be sinking mud and I'm going to disappear forever. Here, running water. Must be close. Found it! Another briny hike complete. All right, I think river time is done. I need to head back up that crazy hill to find Ian, and then it's time to get the bus home. But I just feel so relaxed. I am so glad that we came. We met a bunch of really awesome people, and Jenny was so kind in opening up her place to everybody to just come and chill out today. I'm definitely feeling the benefits of having a day in nature, and it does properly feel like home. A donkey and a pig. Oh.